Okay, we've now learned that people love long-form transformation videos instead of them being in multiple parts. So this is the most dramatic bathroom transformation we have done to date. We are Nick and Liv, and if you don't follow us, we bought our first house, remodeled it with no experience, and then bought this 1930s house that needed a massive remodel that was way out of our comfort zone. If you're still trying to figure out how this is even a bathroom in the middle of a bedroom, I don't really know. It's kind of like an outhouse that had a full shower in it, and there was a rug in the shower. Don't ask, I don't really get it. So now it's time to get to the demo. It had these incredible cedar planks on the outside, but they were molded on the bottom, so I had to get rid of them. Then it had lath and plaster walls and this crazy concrete, I don't even really know what you call it, but it's like a steel mesh with concrete on it and then tile over it around the shower, and it was horrible to remove. As always, make sure to wear the proper PPE when you're doing demo because it's super dusty, and I did have several pieces of the tile, the flooring, and the shower tile tested for asbestos, and it all came back negative. Because this was already a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, technically, we wanted to make this a full bathroom still, but just make it kind of a tiny bathroom and make it very efficient, but a lot more spacious than what was already there. In order to do that, we had to literally gut this. So that means removing all of the framing, the lath and plaster on the walls. We had to remove the full ceiling and even all the way down into the crawl space, but the glass was really fun to break. The demo was a lot of work, and that's because of the lath and plaster walls and ceiling. If you don't know what that is, you can see those boards on the wall. Well, that's called lath. And back in the day, before they had drywall, they would put those lath boards on the wall and then cover them with plaster, and that's what gave it the smooth wall appearance. It's incredible to think about the people that were nailing in by hand every single one of those lath boards before they put the plaster on back in the day, because the entire house is covered with them. It took quite a bit of work, but eventually we were able to get everything off and most of the room down to the studs. And this is what was left: the shower pan and the flooring. I filled most of the dumpster just with the stuff from the bathroom, and then I had to remove the ceilings because it was a whole nother thing and they were falling in certain areas and cracking, and I just figured it'd be better to put new drywall in. I skipped a few parts here, but we removed all of the subfloor, and I actually hired a professional plumber and electrician, as I always do for these really skilled projects, to redo the plumbing in our whole house and all new electrical. Liv and I kind of have a rule of thumb that if it's something that we could potentially screw up our whole house, say the plumbing floods or the electrical causes a fire, we're just going to hire professionals who are licensed and certified to do it. It's much safer for us and anyone who's in the home in the future. I then reinforced all of the beams in the floor, put on new subfloors, and then added the framing and the school pocket door to be more space efficient. Once the framing was done, it was time for drywall, which I had done many times, but I'd never done it with the drywall lift because I hadn't done ceiling, so this was a first for me. If you've never used a drywall lift, honestly, I did it by myself and it was super easy. If you're wondering why I did blue board, well, that's because it was on sale and it was cheaper than standard drywall, and really the colors blue and green is just a more mold resistant kind of drywall. Generally, it's going to come at a higher price, but because it was on sale, I got it for cheaper, and so my room was just green and blue. I finished all of the drywall in both the bathroom and the bedroom ceiling, and then it was time for all of the mudding. Fast forward a little bit and all of the mudding was done. It took several coats to get everything nice and smooth and ready for paint, but this is where things got crazy. It was the weekend and we were not planning on working on the house, but we decided to show some friends who were visiting in town, and we noticed it was flooding when we walked in. At one of the bathroom faucet connections, the seal was broken. It was shooting directly into the ceiling of the drywall, would have flooded the entire bathroom. But fortunately, as you can see here, our crawl space was completely flooded, but because there was a hole where the drain for the shower was going to go, it was actually all running through that rather than flooding our house. Turns out the plumber had installed a valve with a plastic connection instead of metal, and it had broken. It was an honest mistake. It could have been a disaster, but fortunately it wasn't worse, so we just redid the mudding inside that bathroom. It was then time for paint, so we put a fresh coat of paint on all of the walls, the ceilings, and the bathroom, and then we picked out all of our interior decor and tile for the bathroom. I thought I had more clips of the tile, but apparently not. I do have this one of me cutting out where the shower base is going to go though. This is an incredibly cool tile by Riyadh that we're going to start using in other places as well because we liked it so much. We knew we didn't have a lot of space, so we decided to go with this corner shower kit that we bought at Lowe's, and honestly it's pretty comfortable. I'm 6'2" and I could easily shower in this comfortably. The doors don't swing out, they slide into each other, and then we went with a floating vanity for space. Once the vanity and the shower were both done, we decided to put in the mirror, the faucet, put in the light above, and do the wiring for that, and the bathroom was really starting to come together. At this point, it was time for the details and the finishing touches, so we did all the trim work on both sides of the door, the baseboards in the bathroom, we installed the toilet, and it was pretty much done. We also refinished all of the hardwoods throughout the house, so believe it or not, this is the original 1930s hardwood that this bedroom had. I'm glad that people like these long-form videos because it's fun for me to see just what we started at, this horrible bedroom and bathroom, and now having this really fun, a little bit small, but still really practical bathroom in it. It's so much nicer. I hope you loved the project, and we have tons more videos like this, so feel free to check them out.